Can I please get our next special guest on?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
Come on in, Baden. He's got...
Hello.
He couldn't
Hello.
have timed it any better with the mailman today.
He couldn't
This
have.
is true.
How are you,
because-
Baden, and what's in your hot little hands? Jeez, you're a big fella. I can't even fit him on the telly.
I have the new BD front-wheel drive by Yokomo.
Wow.
I'm so tempted to call it a BD12 front-wheel drive, but that is incorrect.
Yep.
It's just a BD front-wheel drive.
Yep.
And this is an all-new model. Maybe got his a little while ago.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a chopper.
The official opener.
I'm looking for a chopper. Now, Baden's in here. Tell us why you're here, Bado.
So in here to collect the car,
Yep.
Yes.
but also too we're preparing for the ESIC. It's called over in Singapore.
Electric
yeah.
Singapore International Challenge.
That's
So
it,
many
yeah.
entries from everywhere.
I know.
Yeah, touted as being a mini worlds. I've never been to something that large before, so for me, I'm really about
Excited.
Well, it sounds
it.
pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
it's been on my bucket list for quite some time to do a big event. The fact is, we're going over with obviously some of the best drivers in Australia with on road
Yeah.
scene. They're there to help us, and also in the background, the collaboration to do with preparing for this has been amazing for people who don't get to race too much, really. So yeah, it's been
Yeah,
good. So,
yeah. So we've got Simon Nicholson, John Pugh, Stephen
Yep.
Cornell. We've got Matthew Jenkins, Scotty Rawlings, and yourself.
Mhm.
Have I missed anybody?
just the six.
Probably. Just the six?
Yep.
I didn't even count. So that is really cool.
Yeah.
And we're really lucky to have one of the best teams in Australia. We really
Absolutely.
do. We've definitely got the strongest team in Australia.
Mhm.
So sending you guys over there to have fun, to represent Hearns, Yokomo, and everything we do.
Mm.
So without further ado, here you go, mate.
Chop, chop.
Grab your 9 Steps hobby knife. Don't cut yourself. I put a new blade in that, and I haven't cut myself yet.
It is.
And you can't usually put a new blade in without losing blood. I
And
can't.
now the reason we put a new blade in there is because when we have the blunt blades and Brett cuts himself, he screams really loudly.
Yeah, this way.
And when it's sharp, he cuts himself and he just
Yeah.
bleeds out.
That's right.
And we don't hear anything.
That's right. It was actually that blunt and broken. I couldn't open plastic bags. So I cracked it.
Really?
Right.
So what have we got? Let's whip into it.
All right.
Let's go.
Alright.
Let's go to Front Town.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Get in there, Tiger.
Yep. Okay. So, as always, a well-structured manual that come in most Yokomo vehicles.
Are
So,
they Japanese and English, or are they just English in these kits?
the
Are
recent
they
ones
just
have
Japanese?
been both.
They are both.
Yeah. So, and it's actually been translated really well too. So, like to build the kits, it's easy to tell, sort of thing. It's
Mhm.
easy to follow.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you got there?
So that's what it's going to look like when it's done.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, the predominantly talking obviously because Matt Jenkins has his, and we've been back and forth a lot in preparation.
And you've actually got a BD10F,
Correct,
which
yeah,
is the predecessor of this
yeah.
car.
I bought it just in case this was delayed.
Yep.
And then looking at them side by side, the changes were around the arms, around the BD11/12 changes.
Mhm.
And obviously this car, though, has an aluminium chassis versus the other one had the carbon chassis.
Yes.
Right.
So that's where initially there was concern, but Matt Jenkins has had his going really good. So
Right. Okay.
yeah, it's sort of a lot of confidence that I've basically said to Matt, I'm copying your setup, and
Mhm.
that's where we'll start when we get there,
Yep.
Okay.
because I won't get time to do any practice anywhere with it. So
I really like the
yeah.
fact that they've included the little carbon strap. Does
Yeah,
the BD10F have that?
yes, it does.
Oh,
Or the
okay.
one that's on
Right.
it was second hand, so I don't know. So yeah,
I don't remember. No, because the full size Tourers, they don't still have the plastic clip,
Do
which
they?
is
Yeah,
fine, but
correct.
it's not bling like
Yeah.
that.
Right. Right. Yes.
That's an
Yes.
optional like upgrade.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So that's
All
cool.
right.
So
So
what
we've
else
got
have
it
we
all
got in there?
baggage.
So
Got some spare parts.
screw bags.
Yeah, so now they've started doing, since
The screw bags are all in one pack.
the last 18 months, all the screws are in one pack.
Yeah.
And this is really convenient. If you're doing the build in one go,
Yep.
it's really convenient. If you're doing it in a couple of sessions, it can make it a little painful because you need a lot of little containers.
Yeah.
Mm.
But nonetheless, all the screws are there, and there's a little scale chart, and each step will tell you what screws you need. So you can pick them out when you start the step, and off you go.
building the 12 recently, what I do is I just went into $2 shop and bought one of those pill containers, and that a couple of those, and all of those got tipped in each individual because I have a tendency of
big Kransky size fingers into a little pill cup, mate.
It's use a magnet. Use a magnet.
Oh, there you go. See, there's methods.
There's years and years of being a fitter, so yeah, I know how to get things in the tight spaces. So
Right.
yeah,
There you go.
so then that I'm going to say that it looks like the motor mount.
The motor mount is awesome because that screws onto the front of the motor, and you screw it onto the front of the motor, and that stays there. But you adjust your gear mesh and stuff through the top deck.
Oh, and that's a slider.
Yeah, it's like a slide. It's like a
it's on
two-piece
a rail.
motor mount. Yeah.
Okay.
So some other cars, you've got to pull the servo out the way and stuff like that because on the front wheel drive, they've got it all jammed up tight.
Yes.
So the motor's on the other side, and the servo is on the other side. On the other side from where it usually is to push it all forward.
Yep.
And on some other cars, you've got to. I mean, it's only 2 screws, but you take 2 screws out, get the servo out the way to do your mesh.
Yep.
So it's a really good little feature. You can just do it from the top.
Yep.
I love that feature. I love that they kept that.
Yep.
So top deck.
One-piece top deck on this car.
Yes, correct. And also it's still got the.
Well, the 80 of that was
80th.
new. Was that on the BD10F?
No,
I don't think it
I
was.
think it is.
What is it?
It's so on the back of the deck. It's kind of like a floating rear.
Oh, that's right.
That's
From the
got,
BD11, right?
Yeah,
correct.
The BD11 onwards had
Yes, yes.
Yep. So that was that part there.
Yeah.
And, obviously a belt. We all know what they do.
Look at but have a look at it. Do you
Isn't that
notice?
cute?
What do you notice? Something about the belt? I can notice 2 things.
Okay.
One, it's all black.
And
the second
there's
one is
writing.
it's Bando.
All right. That's
So
a good
this
thing.
is really good thing. So this is a really good quality belt that they've given here, and it's all black. So there's like 3. There's white, there's brown, and then there's black.
How does the brown fit in?
Like a middleman.
Okay, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
How does the brown fit in? Well, in the scale.
Yeah.
So you've got the low friction. The white one is the low friction one. It's quite plasticky and really
yes,
good
and
for
really
the
soft,
lower
right?
classes.
Yep.
So it gives you maximum horsepower, less power loss.
Yep.
Then you've got the brown series, which is like a medium, which doesn't really, if you run modified, those brown ones can be painful. You might not get a day out of them before you got to take the diffs out and replace your belts.
Oh, really? Okay.
Where the black ones are tough as nails.
Tough as nails.
Yeah.
There you go. Shock towers, carbon fiber.
Oh, so the front ones are the separate ones?
Yes, they're probably the same as say BD11, BD12.
Yes.
Depends on what shocks are in this, because the BD11 to BD12 changed the size of the shocks by 1 millimeter.
Okay.
Yeah, and the little spring retainer things on the bottom. didn't they?
Yeah. So
Oh, the bearing.
we'll go to that
Yeah.
then. So that'll tell us. So it doesn't. It has the traditional older style.
Yeah.
So BD11/parts on it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
cool. But not to say it doesn't work, because like
No,
I said, Matt
And they're
seems to work
actually
right.
much easier to build.
The gear differential in these cars is super easy, super to get sealed. Never had much of a leaking issue with any of them.
Oh, they're pretty.
I got to put you in touch
Pretty
with my
good, aren't
good mate Goodwin.
Why? What does he do?
He like overfills them, gets all diff oil in the holes, and then strips the holes, and then complains of a leaking diff.
Does he do like hydraulic locks and all that
Yeah,
sort of stuff?
yeah.
Oh, he loves all of it.
Yeah, loves all. He gets his nose in it, all of it.
He likes the full experience.
That's right.
Going back into the BD7s,
Yeah.
I have always drilled through.
All the way through.
I drill
You can
through
put a
because
little
then it's got a
pinhole.
relief in there.
Yeah.
Just run like a 1 mil drill bit through it, and
Yeah.
it's just a relief hole to de-stress. Off-road car exactly the same.
Mhm.
Whenever you build these gear diffs, once you compress them together, it allows. If you got pressure in it, that's what's going to cause your leak.
Yeah.
So that's that, because once it builds up pressure when it's running as well.
Yes.
So
That's right.
obviously just the standard spur and
And carrier.
Excellent. Excellent.
yes, it is
Why has
correct.
it got both pulleys in there?
It's sort of the one piece thing
Really?
to make it work. Yeah, the BD10's the same. Or
Oh.
BD10F. Yep, same.
There you
So
go.
my last one, who's got that now? Jason Jury, the
The
Aeromax
conversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the BD10 I had that got turned into the Aeromax front wheel drive with
Yep.
the Aeromax kit.
Yep.
He's got that, so that used the Aeromax hardware for that.
Oh,
So
okay.
a little bit different.
Right.
So this is the motor mount, and
Yeah.
obviously because it's essentially turned around in the car
Yes.
further forward, and
Okay.
the
Has
part
the slider
in
part.
here, there's the slider
Ah.
part where the motor mount is.
Yep.
So
Very clever.
Very
that's
cool.
pretty cool.
I need for that.
The servo mount is different again to the touring car
Reverse,
in
yep.
this section here.
Mhm.
So it actually like tucks in and under around the steering. which it was a bit weird when I got the other one, but the BD10 looks exactly the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much a standard now on road cars, isn't it?
Correct,
The center mounted.
Yeah,
servo mounts.
they do that for flex characteristics. They try and get it.
Yeah, this carbon fiber arms. I think the difference is between the 11 and the 12 is like 0.5 millimeter on one arm and so on. So these don't know yet. No one's officially measured them to check them. So they could be 11, they could be 12. But
either way, they work. They work
fast. Right now. Yeah, correct. Don't get hung up on semantics, I suppose. Yeah.
No.
So there's a funky bit that Brett likes.
Yeah. So here's your carbon fiber battery holder.
Class. Just class.
And super easy. There's a hex key in the end of it, a 2mm hex, so you can tighten them down if you want.
Oh, okay. Lock it down.
We'll put like a little rubber washer under them just to give them a bit of
lock tight and put it down. It's like you actually want flex across there.
Correct, yeah.
So you want flex across there.
In the BD10, I've been playing around with like a shim in there, just hoping that it's very similar to this, and from what I've already seen with Matt's car, it is. So yeah.
Well, I guess that goes back to the old days when they used to just use tape, right? Because you didn't want to have that torsion box arrangement for it all fully locked down.
That's right, to flex down on one side.
So you wanted to sort of move around a bit.
Yeah, I'm so glad we don't tape our batteries anymore.
Yeah.
No?
I actually enjoy that because
really
need skill to make sure your batteries take in place.
Yeah. Many a time my battery's gone the car. So just
I'll reuse that tape.
Yeah, it's all right. I got heaps of time. I've got no time. It's too late. Just use it. Sway bar, so it looks like it's just the one. I presume it probably is at the front. Yep. So, and I did download the manual for this so I could get an understanding, trying to look by the pictures against the two, but I did look very, very similar.
So the steering, is it?
Yeah, that'd be the bell crank steering.
I'm surprised the Spanish are involved.
Yeah.
They won the World Cup.
Yeah.
Emmanuel. That's all right. It's just a coffee.
Oh, you got some liquids.
That's all right. Nobody expects the Spanish. So shock oil. Usually, what comes in the kits.
Yep.
It'll be for the diff. So it's looking like 50,000 weight.
Yep.
And 450 weight CST for the shocks all round. So I'll have a chat to Matt about whether or not we open with that one.
Yep.
That there is looking like just the general hardware around the steering hubs, turnbuckles.
Yep.
All links.
See all the links in there.
Yep. So just standard cross shelf carbon fiber in the rear RTC. So the rear active rear and
toe, which is good.
Rear toe, and I think
BD10 never had that.
Oh, so RTC is first on this one.
Yeah.
On this front wood.
Okay.
Yeah. And it looks like that's all aluminium too, which is pretty cool. Like
I didn't realize that
for the strength.
That's a big difference.
Yep. Standard bumpers across the board, but the big heavy brass weight, which is what goes for the front wheel drive. So that's pretty much
really
been universal.
Other people
back as far as BD9, they haven't changed that. So
hunt to pass is the team motto. Huh?
You know all about that,
look at that.
Look at that chassis.
And this aluminium chassis, very, very pretty.
And I do believe, looking at the part numbers, that you can in fact use your BD10F chassis as an optional carbon fiber.
Correct. That's coming off to take with me just in case. But as speaking to Matt, like I sort of try to build a car as per the box and then learn to get the car working versus trying to say, hey, go and throw another chassis at it to make it work. I think that
the biggest concern I have with alloy, and it's limited to my capabilities and not the designers, is the fact of when you crash an aluminium chassis car, they can be bent or tweaked.
That's why you shouldn't crash.
Try not to.
And that can lead to a world of hurt, because once it's bent or tweaked, it's never the same. Whereas carbon won't do that so much. Yes, if you hit it hard enough, it can delaminate and can.
Well, it's got some memory to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, where carbon will, for most part, spring back and remain, integral.
I like cutouts on that because they sort of hark back to the old days when you used to drop cells in it.
Yeah.
And
when did you
doesn't
ever have
miss
cells that shape?
No, well, that's
I know
strange, right?
Yeah.
You can't forget, having to like sand it down to make sure that your cells don't short.
Oh, to get your cells lower.
Well, you do that, but you got to make sure that your cells don't short, because when they're short, you get like these.
There were some cars that didn't have slots.
Yeah, and
so
you with a Dremel.
You'd sit there and with the carbon fiber, just
Sounds
as your
painful,
dust,
doesn't it?
as your dust extraction unit.
Yeah.
Do you remember the shoemaker like holder things? The plastic mold, and they just
Yep.
sit on the top.
The
Yeah.
what?
The shoemaker battery holders.
Yeah, they clipped over, so they were like a little square that held it, and
But they didn't
clipped
sit
over.
into the chassis, and then they released ones later. That was just on the outside. You could sit them in.
And then they released a later one, which was even better and had a Velcro strap, which used to be able to use for your watch when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
So you'd have like the brand of
That's
racing.
good. The
Multi-tasking.
Velcro strap, because you'd reef on it and just tweak the whole car up.
Yeah.
You know,
That's how it
the
used to
battery's
work.
not going anywhere,
Yeah.
and the car's
Yeah.
like a banana.
So, yeah.
I'll stop bending his chassis before he
Yeah,
yells at me. Hey?
Well, look,
There you go.
I've
That's
seen
everything.
Matt's car have a fair hit, and it kept going pretty well afterwards. So
What do we got there?
winner.
We've got a catalogue,
That's new for them.
and they've got
Comic
a little
book.
blurb about the Scuba RC Park on the back.
Yeah.
They used to come with the Willy Wonka tickets.
The ticket
Yeah.
might be in here.
It probably is, and
Where's
it's
the sticker sheet?
in there somewhere, probably in the back of the book,
So I'd like to go to Scuba
or it's in there.
again.
Yeah.
Last time we were there was 2018, and it's changed quite a bit now.
Oh, you can have me vouchers then. Oh my goodness.
That's
There
really
you
cool.
go.
Go Yokomo. Go
Beauties.
Hearns
Nice, isn't
Racing, and go Baden. So that's really
Yeah,
cool.
good
So
luck with the big trip.
Baden
gonna be
has
fun.
been racing. When did you start racing? Do you reckon?
1993 I
Yeah,
started.
that's the same year as me. Good year that year.
What, you were the
And
frog?
you were, and you're a country boy.
Yep.
And you still, well, a country
Yep,
boy. You
still
still
more of
reside
a country boy now. I live in the
in the-
country. So
Right.
in the country.
Yep.
So your local was in fact Wodonga,
yes,
and that was a slightly different facility to where the boys were before.
Yes.
I forget the name of it, but
Willow
yeah,
Park.
that's Willow Park. Yeah. So, and we would have crossed paths. I don't remember you. I mean, we both would have changed a lot since we've been 13, 14. But yeah. 'Cause
Well, the
you-
track now has actually got two
You'd
tracks
be a
in it, isn't
70.
it?
You'd be a
It's on-road,
79
off-road.
model ish.
77 model.
Yeah, a little bit older.
Yeah,
So,
same as that XC there.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, now we've given it away.
Yeah.
You're an XC.
Sorry, it's
You're an
just-
XC.
I own a real one, so
There you go.
I know a bit about them. So yeah,
That's all right. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Well,
good stuff.
fantastic. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Should be really good.
Yeah.
And good thing
congratulations.
Singapore's not that far away, really.
no, it's we're going to look at it and then probably make it a family destination as well after the fact. So
Yeah,
yeah,
good.
it's really
You don't
good.
have to worry about any jet lag.
So you're
No.
taking the missus over with you?
No, not this time.
No, not this time.
We'll go over together after that, but it was more just for this. Her comment was I'm not sitting around while you're playing toy cars all weekend. So I'm
Right.
like, okay, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
She's a good woman.
Yes.
so
Okay.
she's hung around quite a while. So yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah. so-
Mine's the same. She would not take any part in it whatsoever. And I love her for it.
There you go.
All right, thanks, gents.
Congratulations, my
Thank
Good
friend.
luck ringing. Yeah,
Thank
good
you,
luck.
Mate.